The Weekend and Save Your Tears. BBC Radio Oxford, it's 5:21, it's Friday, and that means one thing. It is time to find out what movies are released for our pleasure, whether it be in the cinema, whether it be streaming. So that means it's time for Van Connor, our in-house movie critic. I think I can get away in calling him now. He's here to let us know what we could be watching and basically if they're any good. Good evening, Van Connor.
Good evening, Mr. Ball. And after 3 years, I'm in-house. Nice.
Technically, you kind of are because I can see you, so we'll smudge over that.
I'm in my house.
Yeah, you are. Now, we've got a couple of movies that are out this weekend, Van, and you shocked me just before we went to air. Because
and you can watch one of them in your house. That's the best part. So we are keeping it on theme. So the first one we're going to talk about is a Netflix release. So there's that to look at.
And the good news is, I think for the first time ever, Van Connor has said both movies I've got this week are really good.
Yeah, I mean, I said pretty good. So, I mean, that's not good too much.
Oh, all right. We'll take a bit back. So where do you want to start?
Let's start with Army of Thieves. Do you remember Army of the Dead a few months ago? It was Zack Snyder doing a zombie heist movie in Las Vegas with Dave Bautista. There's a character in that movie played by Matthias Schweighöfer, young German actor who's a safecracker in it. They've now given him his own prequel spin-off to that. It was in development at the same time. So it's got story by Zack Snyder. Screenplay by Shay Hatton, who this is also the same set of credits that are on Army of the Dead. And this is effectively the prequel to the zombie heist movie about the safecracker. So effectively, it's just a heist movie, but it's pre-zombie. So you get like news footage in the background of like the zombie apocalypse is breaking out while this character is just going off learning to be a safecracker. And he gets roped into this band of thieves, hence the clever title, Army of Thieves, tasked with liberating a series of legendary safes designed by, I think his name's Wagner, the great safecracker, who's embedded a puzzle in all of these safes. And while everyone's distracted dealing with this emerging zombie threat, this Army of Thieves recruit him to basically take on the challenge of a lifetime of tracking down each of these safes and breaking into them one at a time. And all of this is obviously going to be training. If you've seen Army of the Dead, we know that this is all going to be training that's going to lead to him gaining the skills he needs to go to Las Vegas during the zombie apocalypse with Dave Bautista and do all the Zack Snyder stuff. I've got a clip for you of Natalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones, Hollyoaks, and the Fast and Furious franchise recruiting him for this Army of Thieves.
Ludwig Dieter, safecracker extraordinaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner!
We've been watching you. I belong to a crew that executes international bank heists, and we want to recruit you.
Why me? I am no criminal.
The world's distracted.
Hello!
This window of opportunity isn't just our only chance, it's yours.
My only chance. Lord.
A life less ordinary.
Right, as you know, right up my street that. I'll be
You're going to love this. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, it's a good time. It's nothing like, I mean, both of our movies this week, they're not going to reinvent the wheel, but they are pretty inventive spins on worn formulas. And in the case of this one, what you've got is a pretty fun, breezy heist movie. It's a tad overlong. It's 2 hours 7, but that's the standard Netflix bloat.
Yeah.
You know, and to be fair, this is a little breezier and more fun than your average Netflix movie. The fact that it's a spin-off to a Zack Snyder movie is mystifying because it's a lot more fun than you'd expect, although, you know, it's pretty on par with Army of the Dead. Now, Matthias Schweighöfer, who stars here and obviously starred in Army of the Dead as well, directs as well. It turns out he's a director as well as an actor. And he's got that style and that tone and that cadence down in a way that fits kind of alongside. It's not quite as over the top and rambunctiously lantern-jawed as the average Zack Snyder movie, but it's still a decent spin of it. It's a good time. Natalie Emmanuel's effortlessly cool. The pair share really good chemistry. You've got a pair of pretty good villains. Guz Khan, who you've seen on things like Taskmaster and things like that. He's in there as the getaway driver of the band and a bit of a scene stealer. He's a good time as well. Do check this out this weekend, especially if you're a fan of Army of the Dead. This is unmissable stuff. But even if you're not a fan of Army of the Dead, it's a fun heist movie. And if you do like it, there's a sequel with zombies just waiting for you.
So that is available right now on Netflix if you want to watch it.
Right now, as of today, on Netflix, and get to streaming.
Okay, right. So the next, I'm guessing, we're looking at a cinema release here, yeah?
This is a cinema release. This is the new movie from Edgar Wright. Stars Thomasin McKenzie, Diana Rigg, Anya Taylor-Joy, Terrence Stamp, Matt Smith, and it's called Last Night in Soho. And you've got a young fashion student goes to London. This is modern day set. Goes to London, the modern day, to go to fashion college. Gets a room in a house owned by the late great Diana Rigg. I think this might be her final performance before she sadly passed earlier this year. And she goes to sleep one night, has a dream where she's in the body of Anya Taylor-Joy in Soho in the 1960s. It's all set within Soho, obviously, and it's the 1960s, and she witnesses the murder, or what she thinks is the murder of Anya Taylor-Joy, and starts to look into this Hitchcockian mystery. I've got a clip for you of her finding the room that Diana Rigg is letting out to her.
Well, hello there.
The bartender said I should get to know the handsome fella standing next to Cilla Black.
You should. And you are?
The next, Cilla Black.
Are you now? Well, you know, she started out as a coach girl.
You willing to work your way up?
Of course.
What can I get you to drink?
It's Sandy, and I'd love a Vespa.
James, we'd love a Vespa. So what do you do, Sandy?
Well, I sing, of course.
How's your dancing?
Care for a demonstration?
I mean, I'm guessing this has got some amazing cinematography from the sound of it. Like,
Right, brilliant, just breathtaking. Like Edgar Wright, Edgar Wright turned out things like, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Shaun of the Dead, Baby Driver. This guy knows how to direct a cool AF movie, and this is absolutely one. It's effectively a standard Hitchcock style mystery thriller, but with just this heaps and heaps of like Edgar Wright level nightmare fuel running through it. Some great performances in there. Diana Rigg, always a joy to watch Diana Rigg. Who doesn't adore Diana Rigg? And Terrence, Matt Smith. It turns out there's just a thing about Doctor Who actors playing would-be psychos that just works really, really well. But the scene stealers here are Thomasin McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy as equal sort of co-leads. They're sort of sharing a body, effectively. Think Frequency by way of Hitchcock. That's what you're getting here. It's so good. I cannot recommend highly enough that you check this out. Absolutely breathtaking, gorgeous visuals, hell of a soundtrack, great energy to it, good performances. Unmissable stuff. Do check this out. I'm not a fan of Scott Pilgrim. Do love Baby Driver, though, and I love all the Cornetto movies, give or take World's End, which I think is British cinema's answer to Be Here Now. This is a good time. Do see this.
That it shocked me that you have so much positivity to say about one movie. So is this out now?
This is out as of today.
Excellent.
In cinemas. If you need anything to see this weekend, I cannot recommend highly enough Last Night in Soho. Go and check this out.
Lovely. All right. Thank you so much, Van Connor. We will speak next week with some more movie releases. Have a lovely weekend, all right?
You too, sir. Till the next time.
Thank you, fella. Right then, let's get the very latest.